Alright, this is just going to be entirely dedicated to the bonds that I have unlocked. I figured this would be easier than dedicating a whole part of a video to just going through these. So, let's go through and see what we have. Well, Lincoln, Sterling spoke quite highly of you. Then you must have caught him in a good mood. How'd you meet? At Vulture's... Where? In Frost Soul of 1100? I think that's supposed to be 1100. Did Sterling speak of it? Only afterwards, when he returned on leave. He was very secretive about it before then. No doubt his discretion is why Varric trusted him with the mission, and his skill, of course. And why did Varric trust you? I had been on Vulture's Ire before, and knew several ways in and out, but to be honest, even my knowledge of our purpose there was strictly need to know at the time. Sounds like I have you to thank for my brother making it out alive. You might, but I could say the same of him. Hardly any part of that mission went according to plan. Your brother was quick on his feet. Always has been. When I was 10, Brookstead was raided by a large force of bandits. Sterling took it upon himself to rally the townsfolk and repel the attack. So I have heard. That retelling always made him quite bashful. I'm not surprised. He's never been one to rest on his laurels. Always kept his eyes focused on the next great achievement. Indeed. And that has served him well.
No kidding.
It definitely has. I just hope I can do the same. Worthy goal. Oh, that was nice. Oh. Okay. Controller was acting a little funky. What's up, Captain? I'm not your captain, Sia. Sure you are. You give us orders and we follow them. Follow them to the word, like dutiful little soldiers. Captain, meet underling. Please tell me that isn't what I'm imprinting on you. Well, that depends. Are you gonna make me fight in the next battle? Of course. You don't join an army just to not contribute. Wait, I'm hearing something. Be quiet. ... That's it. That's the sound of you lording your captainship over your underling, Sia. Very funny. We need you. You know that. I've never seen a country gal with so much fighting spirit since... well, probably myself, I guess. Country gal? You don't know the first thing about country gals. You think I'm sitting out there farming and having a hard time reading? Farming? No. Hard time reading? Maybe. Alright, you got me there. But still, didn't you grow up in some fancy dye shop in Sojourn? Actually, that was only the latter portion of my childhood, and only because my older brother took up extremely dangerous work that paid well enough for us all to move.
Oh, come on.
Hey, spit it out then. Where'd you live before? Small town down south, Kirch, although my parents were originally from Claremont. Gee, all this talk of traveling is wearing me out. I've got generations of family all sitting in bustling little Duskwater.
Who'da thunk?
What an incredible thing. Such a big world out there, just to never leave your hamlet. Hamlet? Who do you think you are? Your captain, apparently. Rein it in, recruit. Okay, now you're digging a grave for yourself, recruit. Just joking around. All that commanding business is more Linklin's deal. I find it better to lead from the lines. I like that about you, a woman of action like myself. The world is our oyster. Have you ever had an oyster? Can't imagine that would last, well, all the way to Duskwater.
Bummer.
Low. I don't want to talk about it. I love Sia so much. Oh, well, that actually explains it. You should be very proud of your patriotism, Sia. Huh? What do you mean? You seem quite eager to enlist. I was the same when I joined the academy. I'm eager to get out of Duskwater, I can tell you that. Really? I didn't see anything wrong with it. And you were there how long? Maybe a couple of hours. Yeah, and you were already attacked by bandits.
Huh.
We were. That happens often then? Not usually. But when it's not bandits, it's something else. You know what Duskwater never is? What's that? A tourist destination.
No kidding.
Ah, I see. With the exception of recruitment tours, of course. That's right. When a war gets desperate enough, the crown reaches its hand into Duskwater. Well, you certainly put it behind you now, but the road ahead promises both change and challenge. I like a good challenge, and I like you. And you'll be good to have around. I always am. You made a noble choice to serve your people, Elias.
I'd rather not.
Interesting you should say that. I don't feel as though I had much of a choice. Was Lincoln's speech so compelling? No. And no need to tell him I said that. But after everything I'd seen Sia through, I couldn't watch her get thrown to the dogs at the whim of some king. Ah, I understand. But yours is a different story, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes, it was a lifelong dream of mine to serve the crown, like my brother before me. I see. Have you been at this for a while, then?
Not quite.
Real combat? No. Not any longer than you. Oh, that's promising news. I have trained, though, quite extensively, and Lincoln and Bianca are experienced themselves. We're likely in the best hands as far as new recruits go. Oh gosh, my brain didn't want to read that for a second. If that's true, that's a comfort.
Don't worry.
One thing I wouldn't do is intentionally lie to you about something like that, Elias. I trust your word on that. You've come a long way since I last stumbled into you and Marn in the sparring fields. Well done, Alden. Thanks. I've been training a lot. Sure you have. There's no shortcut to excellence. Well, you can always get lucky.
It's not that simple.
And you can just as easily get unlucky. It's better not to rely on luck.
Are you sure?
Seems to work alright for Garrick. He'd have you believe that, but trust me, it doesn't work as well as it seems. We definitely got lucky getting assigned to Sterling like that.
No kidding.
I'm with you there. That was unexpected.
Hmm.
So he didn't even tell you he was coming? No, I was completely surprised. It's a shame he couldn't stay with us longer. Yeah, I can't believe we actually beat him. There should be some kind of award for
Not
that.
quite.
Well, we had an advantage in numbers. Don't forget. Did we really, though? I don't think we did. I think that they had a lot more people than we did.
Huh?
What about all the other challengers?
Sterling.
They were hardly comparable to Sterling. I guess that's true. Oh, I guess if you're going by that, but that's not exactly what it means to be outnumbered. Besides, I'm sure he had to suspend all of his non-lethal attacks. That's probably all he was learning in the army. So you don't think I could have beaten him? You mean if it was just the two of you? Yeah, just us. All then, I'd never accuse you of setting unambitious goals. With some more training, possibly. Perhaps you could have beaten him. Then I'll keep at it until I'm strong enough to make history myself. Can't go wrong with that. You're cool. Hey, Elias. What have you got there? Oh, hi, Marin. I'm just whittling. It's something simple for my hands. Well, I think. Can't say I would call what you're doing there simple, but I guess that's beside the point. What's on your mind? Curious mind? Not much these days. I felt so at home in Duskwater. I think it's just taking me some time to adjust. Well, where were you before Duskwater? A lot of places. Too many places, if you ask me. Okay, let's take it simple then. Where were you staying in just before Where were you staying just before you stayed in Duskwater? Everhearth. Within the Voidmaw Dwarves. With the Voidmaw Dwarf. Oh, Voidmaw? It sounds so badass and possibly evil? I don't know. Did you like it there? Were you happy? I was. Truth be told, it was the happiest I've ever been.
Really?
How come? I learned to craft armor and weapons. They taught me their traditions and trade, all in exchange for nothing. A strange people, to be sure, but some of the best I'd ever known. It was there I learned to whittle, actually. Taught me how to stay happy with little. I learned there that the family you make can be just as loving as your own blood kin. It's beautiful. Sorry, I don't mean to pry, you just looked like you needed to let some steam out.
Sure thing.
No, I don't mind at all. You're a good listener. Do you always spend your time letting near strangers vent to you? Oh man, I feel that. Surprisingly enough, no. I'm really more of a private person, but I hate to see people stuck in their own head. Then you have a gift, really. I've met too many people that don't even care to notice, much less do something about it. You're too kind. I would say the honor belongs to you. Let's see. Here we are, Ellie, on a grand adventure together, like I always said we would be. First, your version of always has a rather short definition. Second, this grand adventure came on a whim of yours, like everything else we do. Okay, let's do what you want to do then if it's such a burden. Let me think about that. Maybe it would help if we weren't dedicated to a cause from which we might be executed for abandoning.
Bummer.
See? No good ideas. Ever. That's why I make the decisions on what we do. I think that's probably a massive oversimplification, but we can roll with it if you want.
This is fun.
Yeah! Yay! I get what I want. Oh god, that felt weird to say. Was it ever in question? Of course not. Really though, if you want to dodge out and make a run for Caramont, I'm all in. I don't want to drag you into something you're uncomfortable with. Oh, give it up. It's fine. Just wish we had discussed it beforehand. Well, next time I feel like I'm going to make a ridiculous compulsive decision, do you think I should ask you first? You could be my emotional touchstone. Do I think you should ask me first? Do you ever listen to yourself? You're just ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
So, that's a yes, right? Yes! Of course I think that. Maybe then we wouldn't be stuck fighting in an unjust war for a nation we care nothing for. Hey now, watch the use of we here. I grew up in Delia. You grew up in Duskwater. The king of Delia never gave the slightest riff for you, your family, or your town. Well, pardon me for sticking by centuries-old culture traditions of identifying with the place I live. Very funny. Alden, come here. Your hat's falling off. Leave it alone. There, that's better. Happy now?
Alden?
Don't be rude. Are you hungry? Did you pack enough beans? I'm fine, Marin. Really. You're so fussy sometimes. I know, I'm sorry. It's just that all this must be so new for you. Training for this was the whole point of the academy. But you were supposed to have 3 more years to do it. Oh, I'm sure you miss your friends terribly. They were all recruited too. That's right. I almost forgot about that. At least this way we get to stay together. Very true. I was worried what you might get up to without me stopping you from setting all the buildings aflame. Marin, you're doing it again. Sorry. I just worry about you, Alden. We're facing all kinds of new dangers every day. Which reminds me, stay close to me in battle, alright? If anything goes wrong, I can heal you. But if you go too far, I can't guarantee you'll be safe. Alden, did you hear what I said? Yes, Marin. Stay close to you in battle. Alright. Good. Hey, little man. Hope you're feeling good about that trial. I think we just might have set a record after all. You really think so? It's possible. I'm sure he wouldn't admit it, but from the looks on his face, I'd wager you managed to impress my father too. That's more than I can say for myself.
Wow.
Master Gallon? Oh. Yep, Headmaster Gallon. Still sounds weird when people say that. Why? Because to you he's just Dad? Sure, what's wrong with that? Does he act differently at home than he does at the academy? Yes, quite. I thought he probably had a soft side. He's much worse. Oh.
Well, what do you know?
Nevertheless, we've managed to narrowly escape his clutches. Bit of an early graduation for you. I definitely wasn't expecting that. Yes, well, life's full of surprises. Good for you to learn that lesson early. I think Headmaster Gallon used to say something like that. Yeah, the one who is always prepared is never taken by surprise. Gods, I hope I'm not starting to sound like him. That is a rather convincing Gallon impression, though, Alden. Terrifyingly so, in fact. Thanks. Garrick, hello. Everything's been happening so fast, I don't think I've had a chance to thank you for helping me with my trials.
You're really something.
No need. It was a privilege to see things through to the end for you.
Come on.
Not just for me, for all of us. And not even really the end, just the start of a new beginning. That's why they call it commencement? I think that's the right word. Commencement. Yeah, that sounds right. Always wondered about that.
Really?
Really? No, I didn't even need to say that. Really? No, I never gave it a second thought. Oh, Garrick. I'm sure you're a bit anxious about Alden. He's quite young after all. It's not even the half of it. At least he'll be close where I can keep an eye on him. He'll be in good hands then. And if his performance at your trial was any indication, he definitely shows promise. He's very gifted, that's for sure. He just needs some direction. Well, you usually provide that whether your recipients want it or not. Am I really that bossy? Not with most people, no. Just with you? A bit, perhaps.
It'll be alright.
Yeah, well, maybe you could use it. Ever give that a second thought?
Hardly.
Can't say I have. Needed a drink. Water is good. And looks like this is the last one. So So you're the one who knows how to have fun around here, eh? You could say that. Although count me out if your definition of fun is enlisting in the army on a whim.
Bummer.
Boo! Really? You can't act like this is the most fun you've ever
Can
had.
you not?
Who let this guy on stage? Boo! Oh, man. What do you expect? You pull my arm and I tell you a funny joke. I'm trying to relax here.
Oh, come on.
Come on, come here then. I'm gonna pull your arm. That wasn't an invitation, see ya. I go places I'm not invited all the time. It's fun. Guess that's one thing we have in common. Maybe let's keep it at one, huh? Spill the beans, mister. Why are you so hesitant to be friends with me? Have you considered that you're just not as fun as you think you are? Nope. You're hiding something, and I want to know what it is. Tell me. Oh, jeez. Is that Lincoln telling us that we need to get going? Shame. I was enjoying this conversation. Hold it right there.
Clever.
Tell me. Does it not bother you that everyone expects us to be friends? I don't want everyone just to think of me as the carefree one.
Really?
No, it doesn't bother me. Maybe you should do less worrying about what other people think and more scheming with me on how to liven this... Retinue? How to liven this up. Good luck getting Lincoln to experience emotion. I think that it's out of my range. Oh, we'll get him alright. I have a plan. That was nice. It's always a nice thing to do. Anyways, I'm gonna end it with that, and I'll probably come back and do that again after we've gotten a few more bonds to do.